Hi, this is Hilda. I want to thank you all again for the opportunity to be a part of America. I just thank God again for allowing us to get up this morning. I'm interviewing a lot of people in North Carolina, because this movie is so important to me. And right now, Miss Mary, she's one of the actresses that will be in the movie. Miss Mary came from a middle class background. I told Miss Mary about what happened to me when I was a child and I was raised in a family of three families: African American family, my family, the Klansman family, a family of five, and another white family. We were raised as a unit for years and years and years. Miss Mary, why don't you tell me what you think about that?
Well, I think that is just absolutely amazing because back in those days, that was not the way that it was socially accepted. However, if you really get to know the people who were in the South, they were never, most of them were never racist at all. The true Most people really had a very good relationship with one another, but it was phenomenal that they would be living with one another. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, Miss Mary was doing the Jim Crow law, which was illegal
Right.
at that time for blacks and whites to mix together,
Right.
and that's why this movie is so powerful, compelling, and emotional. It's a mystery, but you will find out in the movie how this all happened. I'm just so excited, and it's also about corporate America. Why don't you give me an example? Maybe when you was a young child, I've been knowing you for a while, and I already knew you was came from a middle class family. Why don't you tell me some of the stories or something that was very personal to you when you was a child?
Well, when I was a child, we did have a housekeeper, and she was my second mom, but really more to me, just like a first mom. I love Miss Louise to pieces, and she did everything for me. And
What's
it
some of
just
the things she did for you, Miss Mary?
Well, I mean, she would, you know what? She would always be there for me. If I got sick at school, she'd come, pick me up. She'd walk to school to pick me up. No matter if I was upset, she would calm me down. She knew exactly how she was like a mom to me. And of course, she would always she loved me like I was one of her own. And sometimes she would bring some of her children over to our house when things were going on at her house. It was perfectly acceptable at my house for her to bring a couple of her children over to my house. And there would be days when I would go over to her house because of situations where my mom couldn't get somebody else to watch me, and I would just go play with her children just like I would play with anybody else in the neighborhood.
Miss Mary, I can truly understand that because you see, in the house that I was raised in as a little girl, you can imagine, me walking around these people with different colors. I can remember, you remember the sand? I used to pour water in the sand. You remember how they turned black? So when they would come in the afternoon, I would say, today is the day I'm going to make these people look like me. So I know how you feel that we just kind of got along, but surely, there was pain, there was tears. There was some times that's very sad, and that will also
Yeah.
be in the movie. I am just real excited to get the opportunity to meet you, Miss Mary. I didn't know a lot about you when I first started working here, but you reminded me of some of the people that I have been around all my lives, and it's the strangest thing. They still consider me their sister. Is there anything, how do you feel, Miss Mary, about what's going on in the world today? People hating each other because of different colors and all of the shootings. And what you think went
Oh
wrong?
my gosh, it is just so sad. I mean, it is beyond sad. And I can't really place one particular thing, but if people could just see that we all bleed red, okay? We're all here to help one another. As my parents always taught me, you never judge a person by the color, you judge them by their character. And that's
That's
what,
good, Miss Mary. Amen to that, because they're bad people in all races.
absolutely.
And the lady that I know, she was your housekeeper, but like you said, she was more like your second mom too, wasn't she? Because she pretty much was always there for you, regardless of what happened to you. What happened to Miss Louise? Is she
Well,
still alive,
well,
or?
no, she has passed on. Of course, when I got out of high school, I left home, and I lost, back then you didn't have, email or anything to keep in touch. So, but when a few years later my mom passed away, so I went and saw her and visited with her and caught up with all her children and everything like that.
That's nice, Miss Mary.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like part of your family.
Oh, definitely like part of my family. I just, and that was the way it was. I mean, that's the way it was. I remember one time, for some reason, they thought her husband had been killed on the job. And of course, she was real upset. And my mom took her home. And then I was upset that I couldn't be with her to comfort her. And I ran out of the house and she probably lived 5 miles, or I was just a little girl. My mom had to catch me because I wanted to be there to comfort her. Fortunately, it turned out it was a mistake and he was alive. He had just gotten hurt, but I just remember my mom trying to catch me because I wanted to be there to help my Miss Louise, because I just thought me being there would help her.
I know, but you see what you just said, though, Miss Mary? It didn't matter what color she was. You see, you just was running just to be a part of her life.
Right.
I tell you, Miss Mary, I am so excited about you being one of the actresses in the movie. I tell you, this is a movie that will impact America, because if movies has similar maybe done, but not like this. Like I said, it's nothing I made up. It actually, a lot of people are. The whites is still living, the blacks is still living, and a lot of people know about us living in the dunny hole with them. So I'm really excited about it. And the question is, one thing we do know, it's powerful, emotional, compelling. It's definitely a mystery. I lost a toy in that dunny hole, Miss Mary. And I used to go back year after year trying to find that toy. But in the movie, I finally located that toy. And we're going to find out what that toy was all about. But I'm really excited about you. And we're going to be doing some more interviews with you. And if you can think of something else that went on in your family, we'll make it part of this story. Amen?
Amen. All right.
That was